Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we're going to be checking out the Tier 2 Premium American Cruiser USS Milwaukee. This is the third of the St. Louis class cruisers in the game, and I quite like the St. Louis. It's a Tier 2, so I'm not really expecting a whole lot of spadazzle, if you will, out of these little Tier 2 ships, but it's cool, man. It's cool to take a look at these. Mainly because of their historical significance. The USS Milwaukee does have some pretty, I would say, kind of funny historical significance that we will actually check out here in a minute. But as you guys can see, I got the Charleston. This is the other St. Louis. Obviously, I got the St. Louis. And then now I got the Milwaukee. Now, if you guys are wondering, well, how do I get the Milwaukee? Well, I will show you how to get the Milwaukee. So, all you do is you head on over to the World of Warships Legends store on whatever platform you're on. So if you're on the PlayStation store, you're going to search World of Warships Legends. If you're on the Xbox store, you're going to go in there and find it. And then you're going to go down to add-ons, and then you're going to click X to show all, and you're going to go all the way down to the bottom. And right here, you guys can pick up this little bundle here. It's only $1, okay? It's only a buckaroonie. You're not spending a whole lot of money, literally. It's only $1, all right? So if you guys have a buck lying around, hey, why not pick up this little Tier 2 cruiser? I mean, especially if you're a collector, or if you're an American cruiser kind of person, or even if you just like the St. Louis's or whatever, yeah, I mean, why not, right? It's only $1. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come in here and pick this little thing up here. There's also another bundle here, I think, that just came out as well. It looks like it's a Yubari bundle. Yeah, there's the Yubari in it. So there you go. You also get 3 million credits, so there's some pretty decent little bundles in the store right now. But this is only $1, and I did buy it. As you guys can see, I could buy it as a gift if I want to. But yeah, it's you get the Milwaukee. All right, now anyway, let's go back to the game, and at least I showed you guys where you can get it. So if you take a look at the ship itself, I mean, it looks okay, right? I mean, it just looks like your regular St. Louis. It's literally a St. Louis, but premium. Okay, if you guys take a look, I mean, literally, they're pretty much the same ship here. Kinda. I mean, there's some minor differences if you really pay attention. But for the most part, these are both the same ships, okay? So I'm not going to really do much of a review. I'm going to check out... I'm just going to compare, though. So the Milwaukee has 29,500 hit points. The Charleston, 29,500 hit points. The St. Louis, 27,000 hit points. Okay, so both of these guys get more HP. Alright. Take a look at the armor. No armor, basically, except on the belt there. How about the Charleston? Same deal. Okay, how about the St. Louis? Same freaking deal. Actually, the St. Louis has even worse armor than both of them, so there you go. The artillery, you've got 14 152 millimeter guns. And I think that's the same for all these other guys here. Yup. Yup. It actually looks like the Milwaukee has a better reload than all of them. So this ship right here, the Milwaukee, has a better reload overall than both of the St. Louis classes. Okay. So there you go. You're getting a little bit of more reload and DPM at Tier 2, so you can Seal Club even better. Alright. Anyway, let's take a look at the commander I'm running. So I'm running Norman Scott. Alright, I'm running Norman Scott. I got Francesco Membelli and Nikolai Kuznetsov as inspirations. I got Beyond Range, Igniter, Punch Through, Fixated, and Refill Station. Okay, so that's my build, and I'm running Propulsion Mod as well. Okay, now before we get into some gameplay, I want to real quick show you guys a little bit of history with the USS Milwaukee. We're actually going to go on the good old Wikipedia. I would say for the most part, Wikipedia is a decent source. It's not perfect, but for me, it's a pretty decent source to look up some history of ships. And they actually do have some history of the USS Milwaukee. So I'm going to bring you guys over to that real quick. So the second USS Milwaukee was a St. Louis class protected cruiser in the United States Navy, entering service in 1906. Milwaukee was deployed to the Pacific Ocean on January 13th, 1917, while aiding a grounded submarine. The cruiser grounded herself. I told you there was going to be some funny history, guys. But yeah, The USS Milwaukee actually grounded while she was trying to help a grounded submarine. Hilarious, I know. USS Milwaukee grounded herself. And she was actually, she managed to get ungrounded, get repaired, and she was actually decommissioned and sold for scrap in 1919. So, there you go. A little bit of history on the USS Milwaukee. She actually grounded, and, well, there you go. So anyway, let's go and take a look at her service history. So after a shakedown cruise off the coast of California and Mexico from the 14th of March through the 28th of May, 1907, Milwaukee departed San Francisco, California on June 26, 1907, and cruised off the coast of San Salvador in Costa Rica and engaging in target practice with the squadron in the Magdalena Bay. On the 26th of March, 1908, the cruiser sailed from San Francisco to Bremerton, Washington, where she was placed in reserve on the 25th of April of that year. Except for a cruise in the summer of 1908, which she took to Hawaii and to the Honduras, the ship remained in remained in reserve status at Puget Sound Navy Yard until she was decommissioned on the 3rd of May, 1910. I'm getting all tongue twisted here because the way they have the dates, it's all backwards, and it's some of these words, the Puget Sound Navy Yard, and I'm reading very, very poorly here, not going to lie. Nonetheless, let's keep going. Milwaukee was recommissioned in ordinary service on the 17th of June, 1913, and was assigned to the Pacific Reserve Fleet. In the next 2 years, the ship made several brief cruises, one to Honolulu with a detachment of Washington State Naval Militia from the 1st through 22nd of July, 1914, and several along the coast of California. On March 18th, 1916, Milwaukee was detached from the reserve fleet and assigned to duty as a tender to destroyers and submarines of the Pacific Fleet. Based at San Diego, the cruiser participated in exercises and maneuvers off the coast, patrolled Mexican waters, transported refugees, and performed survey duty. Milwaukee was then overhauled at Mare Island, including the installation of heavy machine tools, so the cruiser could act as a tender for the Coast Torpedo Force of destroyers and submarines. Now, the wreck of the Milwaukee, under the temporary command of William F. Newton, acting as Coast Torpedo Force commander, Milwaukee sailed on the 5th of January, 1917, for Eureka, California, to assist in salvaging the U.S. Navy submarine, what does that say? H-3 SS-30, which had run aground off Humboldt Bay on the 14th of December, 1916. On the 13th of January, while attempting to float the submarine and disregarding the recommendation of local mariners, the cruiser stranded in the first line of breakers at Samoa, California, off Eureka. 421 enlisted and 17 officers were rescued safely by the Humboldt Bay Life-Saving Station and local volunteers, but attempts to salvage the ship were unsuccessful. H-3 was ultimately salvaged and returned to service. Decommissioning and fate. The USS Milwaukee was decommissioned on the 6th of March, 1917, and a storm in November of 1918 broke the ship in two. Her name was struck from the Navy Vessel Register on the 23rd of June, 1919, and her hulk was sold on the 5th of August, 1919. So she had no battle history, really. She was more of just a transport ship and going around helping other ships, and that was about it. She was an assist ship, essentially. And the USS Milwaukee, funny enough, ran aground while trying to help salvage a submarine. So, I mean, you gotta love it. The history of this ship kind of amuses me. But nonetheless, everybody, with the history out of the way, let's go ahead and head on over to the gameplay portion of today's video. I hope you all do enjoy it. Alrighty, so here we are in the gameplay portion with the Tier 2 premium cruiser, the USS Milwaukee. And yeah, so in this game in particular, it's not going to be the greatest game in the world. It's my first match in the Milwaukee, and well, it's only tier 2 and tier 3, so don't expect a whole lot. But in this game, we are going to showcase the firepower of this ship. The St. Louis class light cruisers in this game are notorious for having loads and loads and loads of firepower, okay? Remember, we've got 14 152mm guns at tier 2. This is basically a mini Atlanta at tier 2. It's fun, man. It's really fun, and I think you guys are going to see exactly what it is capable of in this game in particular. Now, this match is only going to last 5 minutes. I mean, you guys will see why, but it was a pretty decent little match showing off the firepower of this ship, and that is basically what this thing is. It's a firepower-esque cruiser. Okay, it's a support ship, a fire support ship, if anything. So, I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think you guys will definitely like this one. Speaking of liking things, we are 11 minutes in today's video. If you guys would like to do me a quick favor, I do put a lot of work into these videos. Make sure to go down there and hit that like button, and consider subscribing to the channel as well, because we post content every single day on this channel now these days at least, for World of Warships Legends. So if you guys like WoW's content, feel free to go down there and hit that subscribe button. But nonetheless, I mean, as you guys can see here, the firepower of this ship is pretty damn good. I mean, look at it. Just witness it. I mean, at tier 2, this is pretty funny. This is a lot of freaking firepower for a tier 2 cruiser. And remember earlier in the review portion of the video, we talked about how this ship has the best reload out of all 3 of the St. Louis class light cruisers. So, not only are you a decent little fire support cruiser, but you have the best fire support out of all 3 of the St. Louis's. So, yeah, we already got a double fire on that guy. He's not having fun, and we're just basically doing as much damage as humanly possible. Now, notice on this side of the map, we don't have a whole lot of support. We only have 1 cruiser with us. He's charging in. We got 1 destroyer with us. He's charging in. He's about to die. And I'm not expecting a whole lot of help from our team in the next few minutes. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Now, we're already up to 20,000 damage. I mean, look at the damage we're getting off the St. Louis. 2,700 there from 1 salvo. Oh, man, the guns on this ship are disgusting for a tier 2 cruiser. There's so many 6-inch guns, man. It's not even funny. So we're able to just utilize our range and do as much damage as humanely possible. Now, I could have easily actually stayed alive in this game if I would have focused down the St. Louis more, or if I would have actually killed people. Notice that our freaking cruisers are going to die. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, and that's going to leave us to get absolutely focused. Now, we get set on fire there. We put it out. This is the first time we're actually getting shot at this whole game. And right after we put out that fire, right after we put out that fire, we're gonna get set on fire again, very shortly anyway. And there it is. So we are on fire. We already lost a quarter of our health. We're getting focused by all 3 of these cruisers. We are not having fun whatsoever. Remember, the St. Louis and the Milwaukees do not have, or the Milwaukee does not have good armor, okay? Now, we did just manage to take out that Svetlana, and that's 1 ship that's, you know, off the board there. We're limiting the people who can shoot us, but it just isn't enough, man. We've already lost all of our HP up to this point, and we are just getting absolutely focused down, and there's nothing we can do about it except do the best we can and go down with a fight, and that is exactly what we are doing. We're going down with a fight. We just took out 2 out of the 3 cruisers on this side of the map, and we took out both the tier 3 cruisers, not to mention we outgunned 2 tier 3 cruisers. That's right. A tier 2 cruiser outgunning tier 3 cruisers. That's hilarious in my book. But nonetheless, everybody, that is the end of the match. I know, I told you it was going to go by quick, but we went down in a barrage of bullets. We did not go down, though, without a fight. We took down 2 out of the 3 cruisers. I would say we did the best that we could with the limited amount of resources we had at our disposal, but hey, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, everybody, that's going to go ahead and do it for this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy today's video, and that's the Milwaukee, ladies and gentlemen, but I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out, stay healthy, as always.